Hello and welcome to HRC Online. My name is James Dean. I'm the CEO and founder of HRC Online. And in this video, I'm just going to introduce you to the Level 5 qualification, talk you through some of the key elements and some of the key things that you need to know when it comes to studying the Level 5, and just sort of give you an overview as to how the qualification works and what your expectations should be when studying. So to start with, it's worth looking at who is the CIPD Level 5 for. Well, it's ideally for current or aspiring managers, people looking to progress their career, people aiming for a HR manager or HR business partner role, or somebody that has completed the CIPD Level 3. One of the things we recommend people to do is, if you look on something like people management jobs, you'll see that a lot of the HR manager jobs, a lot of the HR business partner jobs, they're looking for people to have completed the CIPD Level 5. And that's the type of person and the recommendation we make when people are looking to study. Now, just for your reference, HRC Online is a fully approved CIPD centre. We're under centre number 1170, so we are fully approved to deliver this qualification, and we're fully approved to assess it, mark it, and give you your grades. We do run through CIPD's moderation system, which is where they check our work to ensure that we're of sufficient caliber to be doing this, and we go through that every quarter. So we are a fully approved centre able to deliver and mark this qualification. Now, the course is designed to last for around about 8 to 10 months, but this is on an assumption that you'd be studying between 5 and 8 hours per week. So when it comes to HRC Online and what we offer access for 18 to 24 months, 24 months on our CIPD 1, 18 months on our CIPD 18. And the reason we offer this duration is we understand that life can get in the way. We understand that you can be working and then suddenly a big project comes on and you need to take a step away from study. We understand that you may be working and something may be going on in your personal life, or you want to take a holiday and you don't want to be allocating that amount of time every week to your study. And there are many things out there where you've got to start to pay add-ons and extensions and things like that, and it sort of snowballs the price. We give you 18 to 24 months worth of access, because if you work through approximately 2 assessment criteria, and I'll explain those in a little bit, a week, you will be making progress through and you'll get through the qualification in sufficient time. So we want to make sure that you've got enough time within the qualification to not have to do that horrible balance between work, social, personal, and sacrifice something. Study should fit around your life. You shouldn't have to fit around study. So that's why we give 18 to 24 months access. Now, in terms of support, we provide 2 bits of support. We provide something called a learning engagement mentor, and we also provide one-to-one tutor support. Now, the learning engagement mentor is your day-to-day contact, and you have access to their calendar. So if you ever need any help or anything like that, you just log onto their calendar, pick 20-minute slot, and you just book yourself in, and they'll meet you on Google Meet. They'll have a conversation and they'll give you some guidance. They're fully education specialists, so they're able to talk to you about referencing, where to find work. If you've got some sort of errors out anywhere, they will check your assignments to ensure that you're within word count, that you're referencing correctly, you're doing citations, and that you're following all the guidance that CIPD are giving when it comes to studying and submitting your assignments. If for any point you're working through the online course and you get stuck and you're like, I don't understand this, you're also able to book a half-an-hour one-to-one with our tutor. Again, through the learning engagement mentor, they give you access to their calendar. You pick a time that's suitable for you and you book in that half-an-hour slot, and they go through any questions, anything that you're struggling with, anything that you need some additional support with. We are the only online provider that gives you an open calendar access. We're the only provider that gives you that ability and gives you 2 direct points of contact. It doesn't just send you to a mailbox and you have to wait for a response. And the reason we do this is twofold. One, it can be really lonely studying online and not feeling like you can get support and getting feedback from a customer services line or something like that. You want someone that you feel is with you all the way through. And 2, it's that accountability. If you're, and you put a study plan together with our learning engagement mentor, and they contact you in 2 weeks' time and say, what progress have you made? And you've got none. You've got someone going, come on, you wanted to do this so that you've got this, and you've got someone that's in your corner and knows your story. And that's why the learning engagement mentor is really critical to success. And that's why, if you think about study as a momentum, a lot of the time you're studying, you've got momentum, you get a question, you get stuck, and you need some help. Going into a customer services queue, sending an email, waiting ages for a response, etc., 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 is really disengaging for your brain. Whereas if you've got a calendar, you go, right, I've hit a wall, don't know what I'm doing, I've booked in a session, it's tomorrow, it's at 2:00, I know that you've got the situation resolved, the anxiety's gone, the pressure's gone, and you know how you're progressing. These are the reasons why we've got learning engagement mentors and one-to-one tutor support built in that way with open calendars, so that when you hit the wall, you can box off that element and not feel guilty that, oh, maybe I should be doing this, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Oh, if only someone would get back to me. When are they going to get back to me? You know what the answer is before you even start. So that's why we have that 2 level of support for you. Now, in terms of the weekly study commitment for CIPD Level 5, it should be, and with us, it's whenever you're free. Now, all qualifications have the same guided learning hours. They have the same support structure. Every provider has to provide you with around about 25 to 30 hours worth of guided learning for each unit, and then you're expected to do another 25 hours of self-directed study per unit. That's standard across the board, anyone approved to deliver the qualification. Now, the reason we say whatever you have free is because of how the qualification works. CIPD is assessed by something called assessment criteria. And what these are in essence is one short question, around about 350 word answer, and that's how you go through the qualification. So if we built our content in that structure, you only got to do 350 words worth of work, and you can fit that in a lot better than trying to fit in 2 months worth of study waiting for that assessment at the end. And that's why we say whatever you are free, you can allocate to study, because you know I'm going to study maybe for 2 hours and I'm going to write for 2 hours. I'm going to study for an hour, I'm going to write for an hour. I'm going to study for half an hour, I'm going to write for half an hour. I'm going to study for 15 minutes, I'm going to write for 15 minutes. We built it in a way so that whatever you can make study bend to your life, you can do it, as opposed to us saying you have to do 5 hours a week and you having to sacrifice birthdays, family functions, work, commitments. Let our course bend around you, not the other way around. And this is the critical part. You just need a plan. And that is what the learning engagement mentor does right at the very start. They sit down with you and they say, okay, well, we're going to break the week, the full 7 days, into morning, afternoon, evening, and we're going to allocate a 2-hour window to each of those. Now, you might say, I'm going to do half an hour worth of study each lunchtime. You might say, I'm going to do an hour 2 nights a week. Whatever, we're going to build you a plan, and we're going to hold you to the plan that we create together, and we're going to improve it. And you've got that mentor, that individual person guiding you through every single element as you go through the qualification. This is why the mentor is so important. You need somebody that is helping you and knows what you need to do to be successful, so that you've got someone you can bounce ideas off. You've got someone that you can express frustrations at. You've got someone that can just understand what it's like to be a learner. And they do that all the time. So in terms of the level 5, what will you learn? Well, organizational performance and culture in practice, evidence-based practice, professional behaviors and valuing people, employee relationship management, talent management and workforce planning, reward for performance and contribution, and well-being at work. Now, we picked well-being at work over employment law because well-being at work is a globalized module. So if you want to work somewhere else in the world, obviously understanding how to create well-being structures there. CIPD, with their amazing membership, give you access to CIPD advice at any time from an employment law perspective. So you've already got, with employment laws changing so regularly, you've already got access to the support you need to answer the questions. And that's why we chose well-being at work. Each of these has one assessment to them with around about 15 questions, sometimes broken into assessment 1 and assessment 2, but you're looking at around about 15 questions of around about 300 words per unit that you've got to work through. So if you take that 15 by 7, I think that's around about 150 odd. That's around about 2 assessment criteria per week. 115, not 150, sorry. So as long as you're doing 2 assessment criteria per week, you get finished within a year. If you're doing 1 a week, you get finished within 2 years. And that's how we break it down for you. That's how we break down our content. We teach per assessment criteria. That's how you break down your answer. There is no cross-mapping of your answers. Question 1 doesn't connect to question 3, 6, and 9 as well. It's all straight question, straight answer. Here's your question. Here's your 350 words. So how do you pass? Well, the way that CIPD works is they have a grading system of 1 to 4. 1 being fail, 2 being low pass, 3 being pass, 4 being high pass. Now, at no point in your career will you ever be asked, what did you get in this module? Did you get high pass, low pass? What did you get for these questions? Because you get graded on every one of the questions within each unit. So of those 15 questions within that first unit and that first assessment, you have to score a minimum of a 2 on every single question to pass that unit. Now, at some point throughout this, you were talking over 100 different assessment criteria, you will get a 1, you will get something wrong, and what you get is you get feedback as to what you've done right, what you've done wrong, what you need to do to change it. And it's as simple as that. But you have to score 2 on every question, and at no point after you finish the qualification will anyone say, well, did you get a high, medium, or low qualification, because you only get graded per question. You do get a grade at the end, but nobody, once you get that certificate doesn't say distinction, award, or anything like that. You've either got the qualification or you've not got the qualification. So as long as you get a 2 on every single question, you've passed. And we've got videos talking about how to put together questions, what sort of things CIPD are looking for, what they've been doing, what guidance we've been given for moderation, which I'm sure you'll be able to catch up on further down the road. Now, the big point is you need CIPD membership. There is no way that you can get through this qualification without CIPD membership. There is no way that you can get the qualification without CIPD membership. First unit has a unit where you've got to fill out some self-reflective learning plans. You need CIPD membership. So if you're going to study this qualification, you need CIPD membership. And we just reinforce that point so that you know that there's certain accesses and bits and pieces of information you won't get unless you've got CIPD membership. So please make sure that you do get your membership sorted as soon as possible. Now, some of you may be here on trial, some of you may be already enrolled, but let me answer the question as to why HRC Online. Well, to start with, we give everyone 14 days free access to our unit. We want you to feel comfortable that you're studying with us and that you know how we work, you know how to study with us, you know our tips and tricks and how we want to approach qualification. You've played around in our online learning platform and you feel comfortable. The most important thing is that we don't want you enrolled before you feel comfortable in our system. Because if you're not comfortable in our system, you're not going to succeed. We're not here to just take money from people that are not going to get the qualification. We want you to get that qualification. That's what you're paying us to do. That's what we exist to do. That is why we give that 14-day free trial. And anyone at any point you can say, can I have a 14-day free trial? No problem whatsoever. We're the only provider that does assessment-focused learning. And by that, I mean we follow the question-by-question model. So if it goes question 1, question 4, question 3, our content will be question 1, question 4, question 3. And CIPD do mix it up. It happens quite a lot. It's a big job every time it happens in around about June, July, where we've got to reorder all our content and everything like that. But we do that because it helps you succeed. When you're trying to make study bend to your will, assessment-focused learning gives you that ability to go, well, I've finished question 2. My mental load has relieved. Whereas if you've got to study question 1 to 15 before you can start writing, which is how most online courses are, the mental load on you when you start question 1 after 2 months worth of study is huge. And that's why we do assessment-focused learning. Now, the other thing we also do is current affairs-focused content. So we have contributors of around about 45 specialist individuals across the HR industry working in practice at this moment in time. And we provide a series called Let's Talk HR. And this is where we might talk about men's health, women's health, onboarding, difficult conversations, change models, learning and development, developing talent, retaining talent, recruiting talent. And we've got specialists from every part of the HR world coming together to discuss their approach, how they deal with problems, what they're doing with current affairs to address this. It may not be all academic or singing or dancing, but it's letting you understand how to apply the theory, which is all in the learning content, into a modern situation. And we talk about that live, we make them recordings, we take small contents of it and we put it within the learning path. We ensure that current affairs is in everything that we do when it comes to when you're studying, so that you can actually give value back to your employer when you're qualified. So you can, well, actually, I've got an idea for this because I remember seeing this session with, this person, whether it be Natalie Ellis, whether it be Claire Ingle from Fertility Matters, giving you ideas and solutions to problems that you've probably never experienced before, working into that sort of HR manager's type position. We are a multi-award winning company. So myself, I got recognised as 17th on HR's Most Influential Thinkers in 2023. I'm also a LinkedIn top voice for my speaking out about how online education needs to bend to people as opposed to how people need to bend to online education. And we also got nominated for the British Training Awards for one of the newest companies of the year. Again, for our approach to online learning and how we put content together to enable you to be successful. We also provide free study skills. So one of the things that we insist before you start actually learning content is you learn how to study. CIPD syllabus is different to how you studied at school or how you studied at uni. Some of it's the same, referencing's the same, for example. You've still got questions you need to answer, but there are ways that you can be more efficient with your time and more effective and more purposeful. And we will teach you for free exactly how to approach that type of work, exactly how to approach that type of study before we even get onto the CIPD content and things. Because if we can remove the fear away from what if I fail, what if I do this, what if I do that, how do I approach this, if we can teach you exactly how to study before you even start, you will be a lot more successful. And that's why we give you the free study skills before you start studying with us. So there's 5 reasons to study with us. We are one of the fastest growing providers in the CIPD market. We've just launched a level 3 recently, and we are sort of growing quite rapidly, but we are here to bend to your needs as opposed to make you bend to ours. And that's the purpose of online learning. That should be the purpose of online learning, in my view. That's the main reason why I think you should study with us. In terms of what our students say, there's some quotes here, and what I'm going to do is just thank you very much for listening to this. Thank you very much for hearing as to why you should study with HRC Online. I'm going to leave these up so that you can have a bit of a read about what our students think. You can also find feedback on every element of our course on our website, where we make it publicly available what everyone thinks of our tutors, our Let's Talk HR, our content, our quizzes, and everything that you can see in the 14-day trial. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you soon.